Alright, we back again on this bullshit here. So I'm gonna keep it simple today. This one shouldn't run too long. I have some more guided, narrated, technical sparring, but I also have a drill that I feel like will be very useful for other people to see. This is to help people learn to deal with stance switch, especially in today's era of motherfuckers that want to be Crawford or want to be Boots in some form or fashion. Guys are going to start switching stances now more than ever, unfortunately. Like, as it being akin to how it is in MMA, where guys just switching willy-nilly without understanding the intended purpose or usages. So this is an introductory drill to help you become aware of it by making it a partner defense drill. So this is just based around first order jab defense, which will be catching with your rear hand or your lead hand, depending upon if the opposition is in orthodox or southpaw. But more than anything, it's going to be like a thing for you to be able to identify that this man has switched and you change your principles for the better so you can deal with his own offense and continue to try to, have success and shit like that. So this is pretty straightforward. So this pretty much gonna be it here. We're gonna call this identifying stance switching. You can do this with any type of punches, but we just gonna keep it simple, and that's the only thing I recorded on this day. 2 to 4 rounds of one person has to be the switcher and the other person has to be the switchee. Hence why you kind of do 2 to 4 rounds, and you just start off with the jab. You understand and relay the information that one person, whether they're orthodox or southpaw, you tell them what their primary jab defense is. You're going to catch the jab with this hand, and I want you to be able to identify when I switch, and then I'll start jabbing at you with the other hand, and you just have to be aware of when I switch so you can defend equally on that same side. And you'll just randomly switch with no announcement throughout certain periods of the round and just continue jabbing at them, and it's their responsibility to defend. So, and you can eventually build up off of that shit and just do it with other combinations, whether it be 1-2s, lead crosses, 2-3-2s, so on and so forth. But I'm just showing you the layer cake method of, like, at the base level, you start that shit off with jab defense, because your jab defense is paramount and you can segment it into everything else later on. So this is it right here, identifying stance switching. So this little motherfucker here likes to switch stances. And a big thing for stance switchers in general is that they end up conflating or mixing up their own defensive principles, because they only end up thinking the only thing that changes is their own offense, not realizing they just flip-flop their whole defensive scheme as well. So a big thing for me was trying to create something to help him develop the shit, not only just individually, like, oh, you're only doing these rounds orthodox and these rounds southpaw. I want you to be able to deal with the dynamism of an actual fight where someone will realistically switch, like, right in the midst of it, or you may switch right in the midst of it. And you have to be able to stay on top of the same old defensive principles. So I came up with this drill starting at the basic level, only with just a jab, If it's closed stance, catch the jab with your backhand. If it's open stance, catch the jab with your lead hand. So I decided, look, bro, I'm just going to randomly switch in front of you with no announcement whatsoever. And I'm going to put this jab in your face. And you have to address it. And I even told him, you can switch yourself if you want to. But if you end up mixing yourself up and end up getting hit by a jab, that's not my fault. And it's perfectly fine if you wanted to make it slightly more engaging off of you catching the jab, you want to come back with a counter jab off of the catch, catch and counter jab. That's fine. It helps program those other jab variations into your system. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. So I'm just going to let this shit play out. I ain't going to give myself cotton mouth this time, motherfuckers. All right. Like I told you, this shit was not gonna be long today. I gave you the blueprint. I also showed you the full drill, even though this video was only just the first order defense. But you can build this on however you want to. Like, just because a motherfucker switching stances does not mean your defense should suffer. You have to train your mind to identify that a motherfucker switching in front of you. The biggest issue is that a lot of people develop blinders. So when they're fighting, they aren't able to realize, like, oh, the man switched. And by the time they switched, and got hit with 2-3 punches. We aren't going to allow that shit to happen. Identify that shit, train for it, and it won't be a surprise when it happens to you in a fight. Get your shit together, man.